All right, well, here we are. We've just finished exam three, most of you. Class average still pretty good, right around 84%. So most of y'all are doing very well. Few of you slipped a little, but not much. And we got, like 10 days left. Okay, week from Friday is the last day for the final, June 22nd. So you've got your fourth exam, probably due on the Wednesday, the 20th, which should give you a 2 days roughly to prepare for the final. Now, if you take exam four earlier, that gives you more time. The final is really your most important thing. Okay. If it doesn't matter if you make hundreds on everything. If you fail that final, it's all for naught. So what I'm saying is you should do all you can to prepare for that final. Now, you also want to still make good grades. I'm not saying that, but don't sacrifice stuff on your other exams to not prepare for the final, because it's in a totally different setting. Okay, so you got to think about that. So I'll talk about that here in a second. I just want to talk about exam two. Just a few things that really I noticed. A lot of it's format. A lot of y'all's answers are counted wrong because of your format. You may want to review interval notation. Okay, some of y'all are not doing interval notation. It's not that difficult, I think. I think sometimes we just overlook it. Okay, interval means between 3 and 5, between -1 and -8. You put it in parentheses and put a comma in it. So it looks like a point sometimes. That's sometimes the problem with it. But it's an interval. So it's the same format as you would for a point on a graph, but it can also be used as interval notation. Now, why we do that in math, I don't know. Probably just to, make y'all hate math more, make you, more confused. Okay, I think people in math want to keep everybody confused because nobody wants people to figure math out. Well, sometimes it's not that bad. Okay, but it's our own fault for what we do, and I'm speaking we as math people do to muddy the waters. Okay, the other thing with an interval is you can also use brackets, and that's for less than, equal to, greater than, equal to. So anyway, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that because I do correct them, but I'm not going to take a little bit off because you didn't use the right format. Okay, polynomials, maybe work on that a little. We had some problems with the zeros. Okay, but the synthetic division, overall, that was pretty good. Just watch your signs on that. So, you're going to be seeing it again on the final. So, try to correct it. One of the best ways to maybe troubleshoot yourself is to review your test and see what answer you gave and then the correct answer. And oftentimes you may have one of those eureka moments like, whoa, okay, I see what I did. And it might help you learn it. All right, so that's all I'm going to say about exam three. Exam four, we're coming up with logarithms, exponential equations. It can be very difficult, but watch my videos. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? Sometimes we see that LOG word and it just kind of starts freaking us out and making us sweat and, scared and, wanting to go and hide somewhere. Just don't worry about it. Look at where the base goes, the exponent goes, and the number goes. And that's put it where they go and move on, all right? So just watch my videos because I do try to break that down for you. But sometimes, we like to overcomplicate things. I mean, that's what math students do, all right? And I will say you have my permission to overcomplicate it all you want, but just try not to, all right? So anyway, that's the deal with exam four. Now, for those of you all that are, maybe using apps or whatever you're using, I know they're out there. Heck, I got them on my phone. I tell my students to use them. But you should use them to learn how to do something, not to just get the answer right. Because then what happens is when you go to the proctoring center to take that test, you have no app. And then all of a sudden, the anxiety sets in. Okay, that to me is why people have test anxiety. It's because they're either ill-prepared or they've been doing something else, so they're in a different element. So, again, to prepare for the final, you get one sheet, 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper one side with whatever you want. I don't care. It doesn't matter what you put on it. You can put factoring examples. You can put graphic, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. So what I suggest you do is you get on that final exam review and work through each problem. Now, if you get stuck on number 4, like you knew how to do 1, 2, and 3, then number 4, put an example down, because the final exam comes from the same questions that the review is set up as. Now, there may be less of them on the final, but it's usually the same sequence. I go right by chapter. I put chapter 1s first, so I don't mix it up on you. I try to make it comfortable for you because I want you to pass. So that's what I would do. As you encounter a problem, say, uh-oh, I may need a little extra help on this. I'm going to put an example of problem number 7, writing an equation of a line, for example, on my cheat sheet. Okay, that's just my suggestion. You can do what you want to do. For those of y'all that are gonna, have your final exam at like 1 o'clock on Friday the 22nd, and then you start the review at 11:30 that morning, good luck with that. Okay, good luck with that, because that's really not going to help you much. Okay, I give you 2 days for a reason, because I want you to make use of those 2 days. So, don't do that. Don't do that. You're not going to be successful. You've spent 6 weeks in the class. You spent $500 or whatever it costs to take this class. Do you want to take it again? Okay. So take the extra day to prepare instead of blowing it off and saying, I'll be all right. Don't do that, because then all of a sudden you make that 30 on the final, and there's not much help I can give for a 30. I'll review it. I'll do what I can. But if you're making 90, 95, 85, and you pop a 30 on the final, that says you've been doing something different. Okay, either someone's helping you, or you relying way too much on apps and books and websites. Okay, so that normally shouldn't happen. So anyway, prepare for the final. Keep doing what you're doing. Those of y'all that are still participating, I think you're doing very well at pacing yourselves and everything else. So you should be proud of what you've done so far, but as long as it's what you've been doing. But keep it up. And as always, if you have any questions, email me. But I'm not going to answer questions if I've got the stuff posted in the proctored final exam information tab. It's all posted in there. I've got links to ProctorU, to test sites, all that's in there. Okay, and I'll know who watched this video and who didn't, because I'll get those questions. But I'm just going to direct you to that tab. So don't be shocked if you fail the final and then, it's like, oh, I didn't know. I got a B. It don't matter. Okay, you must pass the final. It does not matter what your average is. All right, so I want everyone to pass. I'm pulling for everybody. I'll do what I can, but you got to do your part. Really, it all comes down to what you do. Doesn't matter what I do. All right. So anyway, have a good rest of the week. Good luck, and we'll be talking to you soon.